Welcome to our first ever live call-in episode of Whatever Happened to Pizza at McDonald's, the podcast where I ask, whatever happened to the pizza at McDonald's? I'm your host, Brian Thompson. We have a lot in store tonight, including a trivia contest where one lucky McDonald's employee who answers my call could win $9 in cash. But first, I would like to hear from you, the listeners, about your experiences with McDonald's pizza. Did you try it when it was available? How did it taste? In the course of my investigation, I have received numerous and varied reports on the matter. Many say they remember McDonald's pizza featuring a crust liberally dusted with cornmeal. But when I journeyed to Pomeroy, Ohio, and tried what the local McDonald's there claimed was original recipe pizza, the crust did not feature even a light dusting of cornmeal. What is the truth behind these cornmeal claims? Others have written to me with even more intriguing tales. One correspondent claimed to have visited a McDonald's in New Jersey that served pizza within the last decade. Another said his childhood friend's father worked as a McDonald's executive and once brought home an experimental pizza of the French bread variety. I cannot verify the veracity of these claims, but tonight I would like to obtain these eyewitness accounts straight from the proverbial horses' mouths. In this case, you, the listeners, are the horses, and instead of being filled with chewed-up oats, your mouths will be filled with personal stories related to McDonald's pizza. The phone line is now open at 323-319-5375. That's 323-319-JERK. I attempted to obtain a phone number that included a word related to our program, such as pizza, truth, journalism, or even pepperoni. But the only number available spelled jerk. Disappointing? Yes, but just another stumbling block in the gauntlet that is my quest to learn the truth about McDonald's pizza. Again, the number is 323-319-JERK. Please watch your language, as this is a family program. And if you can't get through, please keep calling back. In the tradition of my personal hero, Art Bell, former host of Coast to Coast AM with Art Bell, these calls will not be screened. And speaking of Art Bell, I felt it appropriate to begin tonight's program with an epigraph from Art Bell's autobiography, The Art of Talk. The entire book is filled with inspirational passages, so I will choose a page at random. God, how I love beautiful women. I always have. I have an abiding appreciation for the female form. There is something symmetrical, poetic, logical, aesthetically perfect, and artistic about a beautiful woman. I have observed, appreciated, and lusted after beautiful women all my life, and probably always will. Now, it may seem strange, but despite my appreciation of beautiful women, I tend to like, quote, cute women over the classic idea of a beautiful woman, such as Marilyn Monroe or Jane Fonda. To me, the perfect example of a cute woman is Shannen Doherty. In my opinion, Shannen Doherty has the face and body of an angel, with the temperament of a devil. I like Shannen so much that I have a black and white photo of her in my studio where I do my show. Perhaps that passage was not relevant to our current endeavor, but I hope you were able to glean some value from it. We will be back after this brief message.
I gotta see.
Today is a very special day for Doug Irving. It's his first day.
Hi, honey.
Mom? Dad?
In his first job.
Can I help you?
And for the first time ever, he'll make dinner for his family. A meat extravaganza pizza, topped with pepperoni, seasoned beef, sausage, bacon, and cheese.
Mom, I'll do that.
Oh, I know you.
The meat extravaganza pizza, November's taste of the month, only at McDonald's.
Welcome back to the program. I have on the line our very first caller.
Hi.
Caller, what is your name, please?
Yes. My name's Josh.
Hello, Josh. Do you have an experience with McDonald's pizza?
Yes, I do. My wife and I both, we were taking a road trip down to Texas last week, and we decided to stop in Pomeroy for a slice of the famed McDonald's pizza. And it was quite the experience, really. Like you mentioned earlier, I do not remember a cornmeal dust or anything like that, but I suspect maybe that's just to keep McDonald's away from the location itself. The first thing we noticed was there was a sign on the door saying to, please not take any photos or videos to respect the workers there.
That's
perhaps
very
these workers
interesting. I'm sorry to
Yeah.
interrupt, but when I visited, that sign was not there.
Yeah, I'm hoping that it's not this renewed interest, that maybe McDonald's has started looking at them more closely, and now they kind of have protective, and they don't want to endanger their employees from the wrath of the corporation as a whole, because it does seem like there's something going on. They want to keep serving the pizza, but there's someone that's trying to keep them from turning into a national thing again, and what the reason is for that, I'm not sure.
Well, let's address the elephant in the room first. How did it taste?
Mm-hmm. It was pretty good, honestly. I can see why maybe McDonald's didn't think it was up to their standards, because it took some time. But like all good things, you need to wait for it. So it was definitely worth it. It was served in a very nondescript box, but I think that was just again just kind of a cover. But the flavor was very good. It took me back to my childhood. It reminded me of the pizza you would get like at a local county fair. Very, very home style, very homemade taste. So that was pretty nice.
Which variety did you order?
I believe we got a pepperoni.
I see. I ordered a pepperoni, and from what I recall, there was a generous portion of cheese. There seemed to be cheese both above and below the pepperoni slices. Does this jibe with your recollection?
Yes, that is consistent. My wife is telling me that it was a blanket, which is a good way to describe it. And that's very true. It really was. There was no skimping on the cheese, which was very nice.
Josh, if your local McDonald's served this very same variety of pizza, would you order it on a regular basis?
It's hard to say. I think I would have to. I've got a lot of other good pizza places around here, but there would be some that would be very appealing about a McDonald's locally serving it, I have to admit. Even just for the fact that you're supporting something that's bigger than just like a local pizza store. You're supporting a national, an attempt to bring this back to the whole nation. That's pretty important.
Well, you haven't revealed your last name, so I think it would be very difficult for anyone to track down your identity, and I certainly won't reveal your phone number, even though I see it right in front of me right now. But...
No, thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. With that said, do you care to disclose if you saw any characters inside the McDonald's that appeared like they could be perhaps an undercover agent for the McDonald's Corporation, or a hired agent such as a Pinkerton?
There was a little girl. We ate outside because they had a lovely gazebo and it was a beautiful day. There was a little girl who kept throwing French fries on the patio, which meant that she kept looking in our direction. Now, I'm not sure if that was her just trying to attract some birds, or if she was trying to keep an eye on us. I'm not really sure.
Unfortunately, bad actors often employ children for their nefarious schemes. It's not above ISIS, and it's certainly not above the McDonald's Corporation.
Right, that's kind of my concern. So we tried to be quick and not make a big deal about it, and we didn't take any photos or videos, certainly not inside the restaurant. I think I took one outside. And they did have a sign on the drive-thru, I thought, that said, that they had pizza. So they are advertising it, at least in some small capacity, but it's hard to say what's really going on there.
I would like to assure my listeners that if you hear a helicopter flying by, that is a normal sound in Los Angeles, California, where I'm stationed right now. That is not anything to be concerned about vis-a-vis surveillance or a possible legal action or a possible invasion from any sort of nefarious force. I believe police helicopters are a ubiquitous presence here in Los Angeles. Just to get that out there in case anyone is worried. So, Josh, you say that you sat outside in the gazebo, and I do recall that gazebo, although when I was there it was populated by several shifty-looking characters that I did not care to associate with, but it was a beautiful view. What was your impression of the town itself, of Pomeroy?
I mean, to be fair, we were driving through pretty quickly. I think we were only at the McDonald's for maybe half an hour, 45 minutes. But it seemed, compared to what we were driving through before to get there, it seemed like there was, a little more industry, a little more of an upgoing population. So that was nice. It didn't feel like it was, real big or anything. It felt pretty small. Then we drove across the bridge into West Virginia, so our experience with the town was over. But it seems like a nice, quiet little town.
Well, Josh, thank you so much for your candor, and thank you for calling in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Goodbye.
See ya.
Well, that was quite an eventful call. Please, if you have a personal experience to share involving McDonald's Pizza, or even a tip as to a thread of investigation that I should follow concerning McDonald's Pizza, call in. Once again, the number is 323-319-5375. That is 323-319-JERK. We'll be back after this brief message.
Pizza?
McDonald's Pizza. McDonald's Pizza.
McDonald's Pizza. McDonald's Pizza. Amici won't believe.
Welcome back. Before the show began, I opened the phone lines for people who might want to leave a voicemail about their experience with McDonald's Pizza. I shall play one of those voicemails now.
Hi, whatever happened to pizza at McDonald's? My name is Al. I'm from San Diego, and I appreciate the work that you've done and the courage that you've had in this working on this story. I did have a theory. I grew up in the 90s, very close to McDonald's. It was about a mile away from my high school, and we would often go to a franchise that did offer or was test marketing the pizza product. And I'm kind of ashamed to say that when we were there after school, there could be a very nice group of senior citizens trying the new pizza product, or some of the kids from school that weren't in our cool gang that were ordering the pizza. And we were not exactly polite to them. We would actually make fun of them. We would say stuff like, "Why don't you order the submarine sandwich, or try the wontons next time?" Because we thought it was just stupid for McDonald's to sell pizza and for people to order it. So, I mean, I think there was some bullying that we did there, and I'm sorry. We definitely even made some remarks to the employees. As a grown man, I know bullying has no place in our society. I was wondering if you think McDonald's was possibly bullied or humiliated into stopping the product. I'll take my answer off the air. And again, I really appreciate the work you do. It allowed me to take a very long look inside myself.
Well, I don't know if McDonald's was bullied into not serving McDonald's pizza. It's an interesting thought. But the thing is, I know for a fact that McDonald's has attempted to bully the owners of the Pomeroy, Ohio location into stopping serving McDonald's pizza. In fact, the manager there informed me that every single year it's a battle to maintain their pizza offerings. So, if anything, I believe the opposite is true. But to address the idea of bullying, I do not condone bullying, and I certainly don't condone your bullying of McDonald's employees or McDonald's as a corporation for once serving pizza. However, I do believe that, contrary to the popular proverb, a tiger can change his stripes, and I hope that you, sir, have changed yours. I have another caller on the line. Caller, welcome to Whatever Happened to Pizza at McDonald's.
Hello, Brian. Thank you for having me.
Hello, and what is your name?
My name is Steven, and I live in Boston.
Hello, Stephen. And what is your experience with McDonald's pizza?
I have not had McDonald's pizza.
Oh, I see. Any particular
I
reason
do not
why
know how it tastes.
Oh,
I'm
I
sorry.
see.
I cannot tell.
Oh, I see. Well,
I didn't mean to disappoint you, but I know it's a question that needs to be answered, and I kind of felt like you were asking me directly, and I'm sorry I do not have an answer to your question as to whatever happened to pizza at McDonald's, and I'm sorry I do not know how it tastes, but I just thought you should know. From my point of view, I don't know. I'm sorry. But please keep looking.
well, thank you. I will keep looking. I have no choice in the matter at this point. It's more of a compulsion than anything else. I do enjoy talking to a kindred spirit. And what is it about McDonald's pizza that has sparked your imagination and possibly your desire to try it?
Well, it's not just about the pizza. It's about the sense of wonder. And you, Brian, your never-ending quest for this answer, it's really inspirational to the listeners. I did not know that this was something that I wanted to know until you went out there and you started asking these hard-hitting questions. And I just wanted to say thank you and keep fighting this fight, Brian.
Can I ask you, do you recall McDonald's serving pizza in your lifetime?
I do. No, I'm sorry.
I see. But if they resumed serving pizza, you would be excited to try it?
Yes.
Let me ask
I
you
would
this.
definitely try.
Would you be willing to sign a sworn affidavit to that effect? Say, for example, if someone like myself were to try to put together a class action lawsuit to pressure McDonald's into bringing back pizza?
I would sign an affidavit saying that I would try pizza at McDonald's. Yes.
Great. Please email pizza@mcdonalds@gmail.com with your contact information, and perhaps I or one of my attorneys will be in touch shortly.
Thank you, Brian. Keep fighting the good fight.
Thank you. Goodbye. Earlier in the program, I mentioned that there is a contest in store. Well, I think it's time we started the contest. As longtime listeners know, the McDonald's Corporation has repeatedly failed to teach the history of their company to their employees. You would think that upon taking a job at McDonald's, one would be required to read a textbook, or at the very least, watch an educational video explaining some of McDonald's previous menu offerings and why those items are no longer available. Sadly, this is not the case. On numerous occasions, I have spoken with McDonald's employees who not only have never heard of McDonald's pizza, but insist that it was never available in the first place. Despite all social norms against such behavior, some employees, when confronted with the reality of McDonald's pizza, have even laughed in my face. But rather than basking in the McDonald's Corporation's failure, tonight I will celebrate those employees who have risen above and beyond the minimum requirements of their stations by educating themselves about McDonald's pizza. I will call various McDonald's restaurants, and the first employee who correctly answers whether McDonald's used to serve pizza will win a cash prize and a letter of commendation from me to the executives at McDonald's Corporate. Let's see if we can find a winner. I have the numbers to several McDonald's restaurants. Bear with me as I dial. Dialing complete.
calling McDonald's office. I'm sorry we missed your call. Please leave a message and we will return.
That number isn't working. Let's try another. Dialing is once again complete.
Thank you for calling White House McDonald's. This is Rashad. May I help you?
Hello, you're live on the air with Whatever Happened to Pizza at McDonald's. Would you be willing to answer a McDonald's trivia question in exchange for a cash prize? Hello? 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 They hung up. Well, we'll return to the contest later in the program. And now, another word from our sponsors.
There are some things parents will never hear.
Would it be okay if I went to bed early tonight?
Things that would be too good to be true.
Would anyone mind if I vacuum the stairs?
Luckily, some things are good and true, like the McDonald's family-sized pepperoni pizza, smothered in cheese and pepperonis for only $5.99 or 2 for $10 every day.
No dessert for me, Mom. I don't deserve it.
A family-sized pepperoni pizza. It's a parent's dream come true.
It sounds very wrong.
So, if you don't care if we're bad, then we don't care if you're bad either.
The one-hour season premiere of Hearts of Fire.
I love you guys so much.
Welcome back to our live call-in episode of Whatever Happened to Pizza at McDonald's. Please keep calling in. The number is 323-319-JERK. I have on the air with me right now another caller. Caller, welcome to Whatever Happened to Pizza at McDonald's.
Hi, Brian. Thanks for having me on the air. I love your podcast and your work. I felt I had something that might be interest of you. I had pizza at McDonald's when I was a young child in Wisconsin. There was a store that served a deep dish pizza. I believe you previously talked about a thin crust pizza. It came, I remember I was a child at the time, so I believe it was on the kids menu. And it came in a small little box, and it was a personal size pizza made for one person.
Oh my goodness, this is incredible information. When you say deep dish, do you mean like the Chicago-style deep dish, or like a pan pizza, as in a personal pan pizza from Pizza Hut?
It was kind of close to like a Chicago style. It was there's one store that we always stopped up when we were going up north there, and I'd say it's the only place I knew of that served it at the time. And I would always order, and one day I just remembered it wasn't there, and I had to make the transition to McChickens, and it just wasn't the same.
Well, I'm going to ask you to please take your time with your answer to this question, to answer as honestly as possible, and to put as much thought into it as possible, while still answering in a timely manner. How did it taste?
That's a very good question. I remember it. There was a very... It was a lot of, the sauce was the main component, and I must say the sauce was my favorite component as well. The crust itself was quite crunchy and quite also very enjoyable, a nice touch. And the cheese was not too much, and it was perfectly hot. It was the right amount of temperature, and I remember that it didn't. I don't think it took too long, to be honest. I was a kid at the time, and I was an impatient kid, to be honest with you. And I did not find being too impatient or angry with the time or the service that they provided.
Let me ask you more about this sauce. I have read on various online forums, including on a website called reddit.com, which, by the way, includes an incredible amount of offensive material. But buried within the offensive material, I found a forum on McDonald's pizza. And in that forum, people said that the sauce of the McDonald's pizza tasted heavily of oregano. Does this match your recollection?
Well, I'll tell you, it was a long time ago. I must say, take it away from me too young. And I think, from what I remember, it was, I believe it was pretty oregano flavored, but I mean, my recollections are pretty sketchy at this point. I don't want to mislead you and say that it was definitely this or that.
This may be a personal question, but do the psychological effects of having McDonald's pizza ripped away from you at such an early age linger with you to this day?
I must say I go to McDonald's regularly anymore. I think that McDonald's was I had a connection to McDonald's, and particularly the pizza, the deep dish, which I thought was very unique at the time. Specifically because I had it connected with these trips that we did as a family. Every trip we would go into this specific McDonald's, and I'd order the same pizza. And to have that just taken away, it changed the trip. It changed my view of McDonald's. It changed a lot of things, and frankly, I haven't been there since. Honestly, they haven't put anything out that's really attracted me quite like the pizza did.
Thank you for your candor. I know that must have been difficult to share.
Thank you. It was.
And thank you for calling.
No problem. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye now.
I did not want to address this with that caller while he was still on the line, considering he has gone through such a personal trauma. But I must say that there is a very big difference between deep dish pizza and pan pizza, which I believe is what he is describing. Pan pizza is pizza with a very thick, pillowy crust. Deep dish pizza is soup. Let's listen to another voicemail.
Hi, Mr. Thompson. This is Robert from Idaho, longtime listener, first-time caller. I just wanted to offer a thought. You've been proceeding under the presumption that there's no way you'd be able to actually taste pizza from McDonald's. But if I were a giant corporation like McDonald's, I would have a food lab somewhere, and in that food lab, I would have samples of every single food item I've ever produced, frozen, perhaps even cryogenically frozen, like so many heads of Walt Disney or and all the other various celebrities that have been frozen over time. So this may be another avenue for you to pursue in your investigation, and thank you for all your good work. Bye.
A very interesting thought, caller. Perhaps somewhere buried deep in the vaults of McDonald's is a frozen McDonald's pizza kept for historical value. Upon reflection, I believe I would try it. It's a tradition amongst human beings to freeze a slice of wedding cake when you get married, and 1 year later, celebrating your anniversary, to thaw it out and eat it. Some see this as a disgusting practice and a huge waste of time, but others, like me, see it as a valuable experience to share with your partner. Were I to have a romantic partner at some point in my life, perhaps I would want to thaw out a years-old slice of McDonald's pizza straight from the McDonald's laboratory and share it with him or her. Yes, an interesting thought indeed. Well, let's return to our contest. As a reminder, I am calling McDonald's restaurants, and I'm trying to find an employee who has gone above and beyond the call of duty to learn the history of McDonald's pizza. The first employee I speak with who can correctly answer whether McDonald's used to serve pizza will be awarded a cash prize and a letter of commendation from me to the McDonald's Corporation on that employee's behalf. Let's try another McDonald's. Dialing now. Hi, you're live on the air with... Excuse me? Hello? 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 I'm tempted to say that this will save me $9, but the fact is, I would love nothing more than to exchange this $9 for the peace of mind of knowing that an employee of McDonald's actually cares about history. Let's try another. Dialing. Hello, you're live on the air with Whatever Happened to Pizza at McDonald's. I'm asking a question about McDonald's history, and if you give me the correct answer, you can win a $9 cash prize. Is that something you would be interested in? Hello? 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 This contest is more difficult than I thought. We'll be back after this message.
Pizza?
McDonald's pizza. McDonald's pizza.
McDonald's pizza. McDonald's pizza. A pizza you won't believe.
There are some things parents will never hear.
Would it be okay if I went to bed early tonight?
Things that would be too good to be true.
Would anyone mind if I vacuum the stairs?
Luckily, some things are good and true, like the McDonald's family-sized pepperoni pizza, smothered in cheese and pepperoni for only $5.99 or 2 for $10. Every day.
No dessert for me, Mom. I don't deserve it.
A family-sized pepperoni pizza. It's a parent's dream come true.
It is something very wrong.
So, if you don't care if we're bad, then we don't care if you're bad either.
The one-hour season premiere of Hearts of Fire.
I love you guys so much.
Welcome back to Whatever Happened to Pizza at McDonald's live call-in episode. Let's listen to another voicemail.
Brian, hey, you know who this is. Listen, I'm not sure what I'm allowed to say because of the terms of my agreement with the IRS, but if you need someone to sneak in under the table to play you in the Pizza at McDonald's movie now that Day Lewis is out, well, let me be the first to say thank you for your candor, because you know I need the work. Oh, and if you ever need a new show idea, you think you could give Whatever Happened to Nick Cage's money a go? Because that's a mystery for the ages as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, take it easy, bud. Watch out for predators.
I have no idea who that was. Let's take another call. Caller, you're on the air. Hello? Caller?
Hello?
Hello, you're on the air with Whatever Happened to Pizza at McDonald's. What is your name, please?
My name is Niji. I'm from Cranford, New Jersey.
Your name is Viji?
Niji, Niji.
Niji. What an interesting name. Do you have a personal experience with McDonald's pizza?
I believe so. I'm not sure if this is a real memory or not because it's from when I was very young and it takes place, I think, inside like a BJ's or a Costco's. So I feel like those places aren't real and nothing that happens in there is real.
Okay, so let me interrupt you for just 1 second and ask, have you ever seen the show Sherlock, based on the series of stories about a character named Sherlock Holmes?
I have.
Sherlock has what he calls the Memory Palace. It's a building that
Okay.
exists in his mind that he's able to walk through and access certain memories which he keeps stored as non-physical, physical objects within the imaginary house that is his memory palace. So let's say, for example, that your memory palace is a Costco or perhaps a McDonald's. Does that assist you in any way with accessing this memory?
I have a recollection of there being a McDonald's instead of a Costco and getting pizza there. I remember it not being very good, to be honest.
Oh, that's disappointing to hear. And answers my
Yeah.
next question.
It might be because it was Costco's McDonald's. I do remember there being a lot of cheese. And it was a very generic triangle shape.
Like a pizza slice?
I feel like most pizza slices are kind of longer, but it was kind of like elementary school cafeteria pizza.
I see, like an equilateral triangle?
Yeah.
As opposed to an isosceles?
Sure. I do remember the crust being good, though. Kind of pale, crunchy.
Allow me to ask you this question. Was the crust liberally dusted with cornmeal?
I don't remember any cornmeal.
I see. Very interesting. And approximately what year was this?
Maybe 2000 or 2001.
That's surprising. That is very late in the lifespan of McDonald's pizza. Very interesting indeed.
Yeah.
So, do you remember when that Costco McDonald's stopped serving pizza?
I don't think that I went to that Costco very often. So I couldn't say when exactly the McDonald's pizza disappeared.
I see. And you said that it did not taste very good, so I can assume that you would not want to order the same pizza from McDonald's were it available today?
It tasted all right. It was, just not particularly good. I feel like if McDonald's pizza reemerged, I would taste it again just for the novelty of it. But based on my memory palace recollection of McDonald's pizza, it would mostly be for the novelty.
I see. Well, let me ask you a multi-layered question, so please keep up.
All right.
If you emailed pizza@mcdonalds@gmail.com with your mailing address, and I mailed you a document in which you would agree not to disparage McDonald's pizza in any manner, public or private, pending further review by the McDonald's Corporation of reinstating their pizza program, would you be willing to sign such a document, considering your opinions of McDonald's pizza? You see, I'm afraid that if you said anything to the effect that it did not taste good, or it only tasted good as a novelty or a joke, it might hurt the chances of pizza returning to McDonald's restaurants nationwide. Would you be willing to sign a non-disparagement clause?
Just for you and your passion for McDonald's pizza, I would sign it.
Thank you. That's good to hear. And thank you for your candor.
All right.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Please ignore that last caller. Let's listen to our final voicemail.
Yes. Hello, Brian Thompson. I just want to say I'm a huge fan of your RJP. It is the best up there right now. And in case I missed the live episode next Tuesday, I wanted to give you a lowdown on my experience with McDonald's pizza. So, when I was a young boy, I was born in 1992. And one of my earliest, fondest memories of McDonald's is every time we went, I would get the personal cheese pizza from McDonald's. Excuse me. Where I'm from, we call that a Bambino pizza. And as far as I remember, that was the only pizza they had available. I don't think they had pepperoni. They didn't have large pizzas or any other toppings, at least in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. I know that not every McDonald's restaurant at the time in Montreal served pizza, but the one near my house did serve pizza until about 96 or 97. And I can clearly remember this because, as I mentioned, the pizza was my go-to at the good old Mickey D's. And I remember being 4 or 5 years old, so it had to have been 96 or 97, entering the McDonald's trying to get my pizza. They're like, hey, sorry, we don't serve pizza anymore.
Thank you, caller, and I hope you're enjoying whatever substance you're enjoying. Let's return to our contest. I'm going to call another McDonald's restaurant. Hopefully, I will find an employee who, if they don't know the history of McDonald's pizza, is at least willing to participate in the contest. Dialing now.
Hello, McDonald's, can I help you?
Hello, you're live on the air with Whatever Happened to Pizza at
I'm sorry,
McDonald's.
I could barely hear you. What'd you say?
Hello, you're live on the air with Whatever Happened to Pizza at McDonald's. I was wondering if you might be willing to answer a trivia question in exchange for a cash prize.
Oh, girl, I don't know.
Hello? 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 Well, I have one more number to try. Dialing. Dialing. Dialing complete. Hello, you're live on the air with Whatever Happened to Pizza at McDonald's. Would you be willing to answer a McDonald's trivia question in exchange for a cash prize? Okay, great. True or false? McDonald's used to serve pizza.
False.
I'm sorry, the answer is true. Goodbye. I believe my point is proven, and I also believe I am $9 richer. However, I am an untold amount of money sadder that no one seems to remember McDonald's pizza. Other, of course, than you, dear listeners. Thank you for calling in to this, the very first live call-in episode of Whatever Happened to Pizza at McDonald's. My deepest gratitude to all of our callers, whether they called live or via voicemail. Thank you for your candor, and thank you for listening. Goodbye.